My colleague Amritpal Singh joins us from Jerusalem, Israel. It is day 19 of the Israel-Gaza war. Amrit, what are you hearing on the impending ground invasion by Israel? It's been some time we've been hearing about it. And are there any updates that you have on negotiations on release of hostages?
Well, first on the impending ground assault. Well, Israel has made all preparations for ground assault. It's massed its troops along the border with the Gaza Strip. Its tanks, its artillery guns, heavy military equipment, etc. to go in. But it is not easy to go in for two reasons. One, the Hamas is not as weakened as yet. They have military might, they have more military superiority over Hamas and can go in anytime they wish to, but it will lead to heavy casualties both on the side of the civilians in Gaza, because Hamas are guerrillas. They wouldn't shy away from using civilians in northern Gaza as targets. Secondly, for Israeli forces as well, there will be huge casualties on the Israeli side. They tried to breach the fence last night, and they were rebuffed. So their military strategy is to weaken Hamas by aerial bombarding as much as they can, and once they are considerably weakened, then go in. One is that, and the second reason is the international pressure bearing upon them not to go in. So Benjamin Netanyahu has a tightrope walk to do here, because the sentiment in Israel is go in, finish them, and perhaps for the stated objective of decimating them completely, they'll have to get into close combat. They have a network of tunnels. They cannot do it alone by air bombardment, but preparations are in place. It depends how coming days unfold. On the ground invasion. On the hostages bit, Qatar, negotiations with Qatar are going through. Qatar's foreign minister, who's also the Prime Minister of Qatar today, made statements saying that we are in negotiations. He did not make a categorical statement as to when the hostages will be released, but he said that there are ongoing negotiations and things are not where they were earlier. If you listen to Khalid Zaldan, he says that the demand of the Hamas is that you stop aerial bombing or you stop bombing altogether and we'll release hostages, which Israel is not amenable to. So clearly, some back and forth has to happen, some negotiations have to happen, and Qatar is playing an important role in that. In fact, the Israelis admitting themselves that Qatar is playing a very significant role in getting the hostages released.
Right, Amrit. In recent days also we've seen that some vehicles carrying aid have been allowed into Gaza to bring vital supplies, but aid agencies say it's nowhere near enough. How critical would you say is the humanitarian situation in Gaza?
The humanitarian situation in Gaza is very bad. It's getting bad by the minute, not even by the day. There is a huge shortage of food, fuel, medicines, water, clean drinking water. So there is a humanitarian catastrophe that is unfolding there. Now, the agreement between US and Egypt was to allow 20 trucks per day. The UN says, the UN aid agency says the requirement is about 200 trucks of aid inside. But that's not the agreement. In fact, even only on 2 days have 20 trucks passed. The aid going in right now is a trickle. That is why you see the UN, time and again saying that, and also world leaders who are coming into Tel Aviv, trying to press upon the Israeli government that more aid needs to go in, because there's a humanitarian or a human tragedy unfolding there.
Also, Amrit, the controversy over UN chief's remarks on Hamas snowballed, leading to a clarification from him. Has Israel responded to the final clarification?
No, it hasn't. Israel expressed its displeasure on the UN chief's remarks, saying that he's siding with terrorism and murderers. and that his statement was unbecoming and in fact calling for his resignation. The UN chief hit back by saying, look at my statement. I have said that Hamas cannot be justified. All Palestinians are not Hamas, but the horrendous acts of Hamas also do not justify the disproportional retribution by Israel. So basically the UN chief's statement, the clarification is that I have been pressing on both sides to work towards diffusing the crisis. But the anger that exists in Israel, on the streets of Israel, I talk to common people. So Benjamin Netanyahu is under considerable pressure to be seen as acting, and therefore the sort of angry reaction to the UN chief statement one saw from Israel, with Eli Cohen, the foreign minister, even cancelling his meeting with the UN chief, and Israel deciding to not issue visa to the UN aid chief. So clearly there is anger, but I guess it'll now that the clarification has come, in days to come it'll soothe the ruffled feathers. But right now Israel has expressed its strong displeasure.
We leave it at that. Amritpal Singh reporting from Jerusalem on the Israel-Hamas crisis.